Hey everyone, welcome to Algebra 2 homework 2.2, linear functions. We'll jump straight into it. This should be a pretty straightforward piece of homework here. Let's see, first off, number one, let's see, 3x to the fifth. Remember, if we're asking if an equation is linear, we only are looking for exponents, let's see, not equal to 0 or 1. The exponent here is 1, technically. No other exponents to speak of, so yes. Let's see. This one, there is no exponent. You can kind of think of it as a 0 exponent, or it's just plus 0x right there. So this one would be, yeah, that one's linear as well. Let's see. This one is kind of a little bit of a trick. You might be tempted to FOIL everything together, but really, if there's any exponent that is greater than 1, or other than 0 or 1, it is not a linear equation. And if we take this x right here and this 2x, we'd get 2x squared. That's all I need to do. Exponent is 2 equal to 2, not linear. Let's see. At number 4, they did the work for us. We're looking at this exponent right here. It's 2, not linear. And if you just pointed to the 2, that's totally fine with me. What about number 5? Yep, there is technically an exponent. It's just a 1 right there. But that means that it is linear. Let's see. This one might have thrown you guys for a little bit of a loop. And if it did, that's totally okay. When you're looking at the square root of something, really, if you zoom in on that one specific piece right here, what we're looking at really is x, let me draw that or write that in a little bit thinner, x to the 1/2 power. So no, that one would not be linear. If you were looking at something like 3 over x, really, that's the same thing as 3x to the negative 1. I might throw some kind of tricky ones in at you going forward in some quizzes or tests or something like that, but just kind of keep on your toes for those exponents in places you might not expect. Let's see, find the x and y intercepts of the following equations, then graph the line. Well, first thing I'm going to do here is recognize this is y equals mx plus b, so this is the slope, this is the y-intercept, that -4, so that's all I need to do. -4 is the y-intercept. Let's see, what about the x-intercept? Well, if we set the if we set the y to 0, we would get 0 equals 3x minus 4, and we would just have to solve. So moving down, we'd add 4 to each side. We'd get 4 equals 3x, divide each side by 3, and we get 4/3 equals x. So that's exactly what the the x-intercept would be, 4/3. That would be something like right there. Doesn't need to be exact here. You can kind of see how that slope is going to look. There's that. So the x-intercept, remember, this is where the y equals 0, so that's that. Y-intercept is where x equals 0, so we'd get a 0 there. And the y-intercept, we remember, was -4, and the x-intercept was 4/3. Let's see, what about this one here? We've got 3x minus 2y equals 4. And to find that x-intercept, we're just going to look to see where y equals 0. And for that y-intercept, it's where x equals 0. So let's just take those and plug them straight in. Where x equals 0, we'll get -2y equals 4. Divide by -2. And that's going to give us y equals, write it down here, y equals -2. So we get a -2 here. And what about plugging in a 0 for the y? So we'd get 3x. This whole term disappears, so it's just 3x equals 4. Divide by 3. I didn't even do that on purpose. X equals 4/3 here as well. 4/3. We get -2, and 4/3 is right about there. does not need to be exact. I just want something roughly sketched through those two intercepts. That line's a little bit crooked though, a little bit too crooked for me. There we go. It's a little bit better. Yeah, that's pretty much it for homework. If you guys have any specific questions or I made a mistake, please bring it up in class. Other than that, we will see you there.